fifth graders. It's Mrs. Martin again. I'm so proud of all the work you've been doing for science and learning about galaxies. We're now going to be talking about the solar system. And a galaxy is a star system that includes millions of stars. Some star systems, however, have only one star. Within a galaxy, many stars are each at the center of their own star system. One of the star systems is our own solar system, includes the closest star, the sun, and all the space objects that revolve around it. So we have our own solar system. We are actually on the Milky Way galaxy, which is a spiral galaxy. Planets are the largest space objects that orbit a star. Our solar system contains 8 planets. The diagram shows the order of the planets from the sun, but the distances between the sun and each of the planets are much greater than shown here. Each planet is shaped generally like a ball, but is not completely spherical or round. For example, the Earth is slightly wider from east to west than it is from north to south. It's a slightly flattened ball. The 8 planets are separated into 2 groups, the inner planets and the outer planets. The inner planets are closest to the sun. They are made mostly of rock and are also called rocky planets. Earth is an inner planet. The outer planets are farthest from the sun. They are made mostly of gases surrounding a smaller rocky core. The outer planets are the largest in the solar system and are also called gas giants. So here it says how far apart. If Earth is 1, it shows you, so it goes Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and then Pluto is actually now considered a dwarf planet. So it goes, my very elegant mother just served us nachos. We used to say 9 pizzas, but since we don't have Pluto anymore, we call it nachos. So here you can see, and the planets are never ever really lined up like this. They're all in their own revolution around the sun. So we're going to talk about inner planets right now. So the first inner planet is Mercury. Mercury is a planet of extremes. It's the smallest and fastest planet and the closest planet to the sun. It has the oldest surface and the wildest temperature changes. What would it be like on Mercury's surface? The sun would look much bigger than it does on Earth. The landscape would be covered by deep craters caused by space rocks, such as asteroids crashing into the planet. Even with a spacesuit, you would not be able to leave your spacecraft. Mercury has no atmosphere to protect from the sun's radiation. Also, the temperature during the day is extremely hot and the nights are extremely cold. Mercury travels faster than any other planet. It moves 48 kilometers, 30 miles per second around the sun. And since it's the closest, it really doesn't have far to go in one revolution. It has 0 moons. Its rotation is 59 Earth days, so it does not spin very fast at all. The revolution is only 88 Earth days. And look at the surface. 467 degrees Celsius, 870 degrees Fahrenheit. Coldest, minus 183 Celsius, minus 297 degrees Fahrenheit. So it has extremely hot and then it's extremely cold. The next inner planet is Venus. Venus is the second planet from the sun and Earth's closest neighbor. It is almost the same size as Earth too. When you look into the night sky, only the moon is brighter than Venus. Venus is probably the last place you would want to land a spacecraft. The atmosphere is made mostly of carbon dioxide. It is extremely thick and poisonous. Lightning, high winds, and difficulty seeing would make landing hard. Once there, you could not step outside. The pressure of the atmosphere is enormous, strong enough to crush a car. Venus's thick atmosphere also makes it the hottest planet, hot enough to melt lead. This could explain why water doesn't exist on the surface of Venus. Any water would have boiled away. On Venus, the sun appears to ride toward the west and appears to set toward the east. That's opposite us. Can you guess why? Anybody? Well, Venus rotates the opposite direction to Earth. Isn't that cool? So it says, here's Venus. Venus is blanketed in dense clouds of sulfuric acid. Oh my gosh. This image of Venus' surface was put together using radar waves. The radar waves let astronomers see through the dense clouds. Sulfuric acid, that's awful. Number of moons, 0. The length of the rotation. Look how slow this spins. 243 Earth days. Length of revolution is 225 Earth days, so it does go around the sun quicker, which makes sense. Surface temperature, 465 degrees Celsius, 870 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. Remember from Magic School Bus, they were talking about how hot Venus was. Here we are. This is the third planet from the sun. We're very familiar with this one. Earth. Earth and its moon. Earth is the third planet from the sun. It's the home of all known life in the universe. 2 basic features make life on Earth possible. First is Earth's distance from the sun. If Earth were closer to the sun, it would be too hot. If Earth were farther away, it would be too cold. Mr. Michael Ritchie from Lima Astronomical Society, they say they call it the Goldilocks theory. It's not too hot and it's not too cold. We're right in the sweet spot. The second feature is the presence of liquid water. All living things need water. No other planet has these 2 features. Earth's atmosphere is also important to life. The atmosphere is a mixture of gases that surrounds the planet. It extends more than 600 kilometers, 372 miles into space. That's straight up. Most of the gases in the Earth's atmosphere support, protect, or do no harm to living things. Earth has 1 moon. A moon is a large rocky object that orbits a planet. Earth's moon has almost no atmosphere. As a result, just about the only time the moon's surface changes is when it gets struck by a rock from space. So here's a picture of like the craters, and that's when it was struck by asteroids or some other space rock. And here's our beautiful Earth. We have 1 moon. Length of rotation is 24 hours, so we're spinning pretty fast. So that's 1 day. The revolution is a year. That's 365 days. Our surface temperature, this is kind of interesting. The hottest is 58 degrees Celsius, 136 degrees Fahrenheit. Coldest, look at this, boys and girls, minus 88 degrees Celsius or minus 126 degrees Fahrenheit. So that kind of does seem extreme. Okay, now we have the 4th planet from the sun is Mars. And this is the last inner planet that we're going to talk about today. Mars and its moons. The 4th planet from the sun is Mars. It is only half the size of Earth, but in many ways, Mars is more like Earth than any other planet in the solar system. Mars and Earth both have polar ice caps and 4 seasons. If you landed on Mars' surface, you would see land features similar to some of the places on Earth's surface. There are canyons, hills, plains, valleys, and volcanoes. In fact, Mars has the largest known volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons. Since the air on Mars is mostly carbon dioxide, you would need a spacesuit to go exploring. The atmosphere is thinner than the Earth's. As a result, it is always very cold, especially at night. While you walked around, you would see that it is rocky and dry. Your spacesuit would become very dusty. In the sky above Mars are Phobos and Deimos, 2 tiny moons. Each is only about as wide as a large city. Some scientists think these moons may be asteroids that were caught by the gravity of Mars and pulled into orbit around it. It says if red is your favorite color, then you might like it on Mars. Iron minerals in the soil give the land a rusty red color. There is growing evidence that Mars' surface once held liquid water. Mars facts: number of moons, 2. Length of rotation, about 1 Earth day. So that's very similar to us, day and night. Now here's the revolution because they're farther from the sun. It's 687 Earth days. Surface temperature, hottest, minus 30 degrees Celsius or minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit, super cold. Coldest, 100 degrees Celsius, minus 148 degrees Fahrenheit. Boys and girls, there are missions that NASA is doing trying to get us to Mars. So that's something that's going to be happening in the future. All right, these are the inner planets. Bye.